I'm so nervous. So I came on a little bit early, but I realized I always put it on there that I'm coming in late. So sorry that I'm always late. Oh yes, okay, it's going up now. I'm nervous for this week. So Zach is here as my emotional support.
Emotional support fiance.
Yeah, emotional support
fiance. Hey, Diana made an appearance. She's here.
Diana's here.
Wow.
We're about to pop the champagne.
Oh my gosh, should I get it out?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Are we popping it now? Or am I waiting?
Shall we pop it now?
Should we wait till it says directed by?
I don't know. Yeah, let's do it now. I wanted to see some of your comments, but they're moving so quickly.
Okay,
you guys are just the best.
Goes. Oh my gosh! I was not expecting that.
Hey, well, I can't help you because I'm busy.
I didn't think it'd explode everywhere. Oh my gosh, my socks are wet.
Hi to the Churros group chat. I just saw that on there before I came on. Yes, Emily is asking, fancy. We're so fancy here. Did you enjoy directing tonight's episode? Yes. So if you would ever direct your own movie, TV show in the future, well, we do have a couple projects in development right now that hopefully will get made, and one day
it makes me very anxious even talking about it.
Oh, quit it. Thank you guys for all your support this past 7 seasons. To be able to share this episode that I directed is just so special. Hey, so cheers to all you guys. Here's our red cup.
Hey, cheers.
I'm obsessed with red cups because
with...
such an American thing, and being a British person, it's exciting for us.
Cheers, congratulations. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. We're gonna see it here momentarily. Thank you all to watching as well, but I am so proud of you.
Well, it was a massive team effort.
Did you take a drink?
I haven't yet. I want to see how many of these I can get through before it starts. Oh, lots of lemons. Don't be nervous. I know. I don't know why. Oh, something in my. I'm just going to drop by and say I'm beyond proud of you, and watching you grow up has been amazing. Please say hi and ask Chloe to say it too. Love y'all, Henstridge. Yay. Jay loves CHLOE BENNET. Elizabeth loves CHLOE BENNET as well. This is a CHLOE BENNET centered episode, and you are going to just die. She's so amazing. Wait, red cups are a real thing? Yes, Tommy, they're a real thing. Can you believe it?
Are we not drinking this yet?
Here we go. I've never drunk on one of these before, so apologies. I'm wearing my favorite jumper because I was nervous. So this I've worn this probably 90% of the time on YouTube. So there we go.
It looks fantastic on you, though.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Hi, the Ultimates GC. I do like this pattern. Somebody said, what was it like? Oh, what was your favorite part about directing? I think just getting to direct these actors, they're just amazing. I knew they were talented, but when you see every single take up close, they're just all amazing. And you'll see in the episode, I'm going to try and maybe not spoil too much. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. But so that maybe you guys, if you're not watching it at the same time or whatever.
I thought maybe it was the short days.
What were the hardest?
Yeah, with directing, your days are so much shorter than, anyways, they're much longer. It was a joke.
What I was going to say is you're going to see that there's so much comedy and then very sad parts, and when you can have actors that do both so brilliantly, it's just amazing. So I think that might be my favorite part. Also, you're going to get to meet Drew Greenberg, who is the most incredible writer and is continuing to do very exciting
and
things.
Just a really, really wonderfully nice person as well.
The best. He's so lovely, and he's very talented, and you'll see this is a complicated episode, and he just absolutely nailed it. Get the red cups from Costco, someone says.
I don't know where we got. I think we got ours from Walgreens.
You do love Costco, though.
I love Costco. I love a deal. Any deal, just give
Oh, so proud of you, Bobby. It's 3 a.m. in the UK. It's totally worth staying up for. Yay! I hope, Bobby Anderson, that we find out soon where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be aired in the UK. Because E4 just announced that they're not going to do it. So I'm hoping that means it's going to be somewhere exciting. It's just such a good season. It has to be shown in the UK.
It is fantastic.
Somebody call up the Queen.
I know.
I'm co-directing a film soon. Any advice or support? I love you and I'm so proud of you. Just go for it and just keep going. That's what I would say. If you have a bad day, don't worry. Drew, turn your camera on.
Oh God, am I being an old man already?
Zoom was updated and it makes you press your camera.
Hey!
Hi.
Oh, we can't hear you yet.
Oh, wait.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
It was me.
okay.
It was me.
Drew,
Yeah.
turn
your camera on. Oh my gosh, hang on. Let me mute that. Yes, here we are. God, you'd think I would be good at doing this by now.
Listen, you think I would be good at doing this by now?
Drew Greenberg, writer extraordinaire. It's so good to see you.
It's very good to see you too. Hi.
Oh,
What's happening?
my phone's ringing. Oh my gosh, it's Jeff Ward.
No kidding. Hey, Jeff Ward. What's he gonna say?
Hey Jeff, I'm just on YouTube Live right now.
What's going on, Jeff Ward?
Yeah, what's good? All right.
He's
Do you want
he's
to be on
hopping
live?
on.
Yeah. I got the thing. I'll get on.
Yeah. Okay. See you soon.
Okay. Bye.
I love our little operation.
He wanted to know if we were on already. There's every week. It's hard to remember each week. The time zone you're in and all those different things.
Because it changes time every week.
Changes time every week. Yeah, we must all just be traveling. CHLOE BENNET logged on 2 hours ago and texted me and was like, "Hey, I think I'm the only one here."
You are.
You are, yeah. She's like, "I thought it aired at 6." So there we go.
If I had known, I would have hung out at 6. I would have been here with her.
Me too. And listen, I'm sure we could have all hung out for 4 hours. That doesn't seem like beyond the pale.
I mean, we've spent a lot longer than that.
We have spent hours together during this episode.
Yes, we did.
Just while I have you on your own, I got so many questions this week about from different interviews about this. Oh my gosh, look, just as I said that, here's Serial Bish. This is from our game of Mafia, I want to say.
Yes.
Oh, can you see my
hello.
Hey, there she is.
Yay! CHLOE's so obsessed with the hair.
Oh,
Fabulous.
are we live? Yeah.
We're live, babe.
Yeah.
We're live. Yep.
Like, hi, Drew.
Hi, CHLOE.
Hello.
Hi.
Like such a writer with that amazing bookcase behind you.
Oh, it's been very carefully curated too, I might add.
Oh, did
Yes,
you
I want to zoom in on that.
No pun intended.
listen?
Please don't. It's all my embarrassing paperbacks.
Well, they're very colourful.
That's what I'm going for.
Oh,
Oh,
Hi.
CHLOE BENNET, you look so beautiful.
You look gorgeous.
Look at that backdrop.
oh, it's fine. I got here 2 hours early.
That's what I just said.
We wish we'd known.
Yeah, we were saying.
I was like, oh shit, I'm late, and I got up. Came up here. I put eyeliner on or whatever, and then typed in the code for the Zoom and did all this stuff, and was like, oh, maybe she's just a little late. That's unlike Elizabeth, and then I was like, I'm 2 hours off.
Oh, it started.
Oh,
my gosh.
God,
exactly.
sorry, I just meant to be like, so people know when to press play if you're not watching live, which,
how do we do it?
Gotta get directed by.
Oh, look.
I'm having
How are
trouble
you doing
getting.
with that watch?
Oh, who's that? Who's that with the long hair?
Look at these all-stars.
Hey, look at you.
I don't have you guys on Gal. I have it so it's on cycling the big, the big images. And I just got a Drew, CHLOE, Elizabeth, a hit. It was perfect. It was
Well, it's kind of like we were doing our opening credits.
yeah, that's what it felt like. That's
Hey,
exactly what
Jeff.
it felt like.
This is the first time we've seen you with your hair not under a hat.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's not a good situation going on.
It looks luscious.
Yeah, I
The good
disagree.
news
I
is-
think it looks fantastic.
Your
Thanks.
hair grows.
I appreciate that.
It's
I
long.
really, it's just been, I haven't gotten a haircut since because I have to cut it all off for the show that I'm doing again. So I was waiting.
Why
so-
do it now?
Hey guys, I have to tell you three something.
What?
Tell us. 4, Zach's off screen.
Hey Zach, this is
Drink it.
mostly for Zach.
Wow, look at your hair. Oh, there I am.
I feel like I look like that old picture of you, Zach, that old handsome headshot.
You know what?
Hey.
I think
Girls?
we
The curls
could
on
we
the
could just.
beach.
I mean, you look fantastic.
I'm really starting to channel some Zach
You really
Abel.
do. I mean, you.
You
really
are
do.
Well,
Yeah.
OG
you
Zach
are
Abel.
more than
I'll be back. I gotta get a snap of the directed by.
He's
on
filming the TV. So cute.
Oh.
Maybe illegal, but still cute.
You guys,
you.
I just watched it. I hadn't had a chance to watch it until now. It was so good. It was like, I mean, the three of you, like,
Dream
just bravo, because and Clark, like, I really like you guys, and fucking Enver.
Oh,
Bear.
no
I-
spoilers,
Wait.
Jeff. You know.
Sorry. Just and as speaking of no spoilers, knock
Yeah.
knock. That doesn't matter. Not doesn't matter. So, but the point is,
Knock knock. Who's there? Susie?
no, but for real,
Oh,
you
okay.
guys, it does everything that Shield does best, which is really high, like sincerely high stakes with a lot of humor and so much heart. And it's really firing on all cylinders of all of those three things. Clobell, you are fantastic in it.
Oh my God, next level. I knew.
It's pretty astounding.
I was there, but like,
Boy.
and died laughing at the scene when that was the episode of our fight, which I didn't remember until this right now.
No, it wasn't.
And so I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's the fight.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh, definitely.
Fight during
It's-
Elizabeth's
it's-
episode.
I can't say what happened. I almost just said what it was during, and I cannot say that. But it was halfway through.
This
Yeah,
was
well,
the
that's-
fight of all fights.
It's the first time Elizabeth's on the other side of glass from us. That was the.
You were so good that day, both of you, and also
The two of us almost killed each other that day. Almost killed us.
I
you
don't think
sure,
I knew
Jeff?
about this. I don't
100
think I knew
couldn't
about
be
this.
more sure
He was
because
definitely on that set.
because we're right next to each other.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I was like,
Did we,
"Ooh,
like,
we
cut-
weren't talking. We're
Did
so
we not
mad."
tell you, Elizabeth? We probably didn't tell you because we
No,
don't
we
want
didn't want to bother her with it. It was
I
just
did
she
talk
totally-
to know a bit, but you were very like, "No, it's not for now. It's not for now." And obviously, I was dying to just know all the gossip, and it just wasn't for now.
I remember that she'd
It
be
wasn't for
outside
now.
and we both had to be like right next to each other. So I was like looking at a gray piece of paint and like chipping at it.
Wow.
genuinely have no. Funniest part, genuinely to this day, couldn't tell you what it was about. Couldn't tell you.
No idea.
No idea.
That's true,
But I
though.
know we were ready to kill each other.
We
but
didn't talk
for
on set
real-
for like an hour.
Listen,
Yeah.
your performance and how complex and nuanced the script was, Drew. It was because
Amen.
in the hands of like a less capable writer, like it just like I was watching it as a fan of this kind of would you call it a genre at this point? I mean, like
Dang.
like it's Groundhog Day. I feel like is one of my most influential. I think it's a perfect movie, and so watching it under that kind of microscope, it was just excellent because it holds up every time. Everyone is so good in it. And like, my goodness, the captain of the ship, Elizabeth, like just what you did with all of with everybody's performances and what you did with like I mean, it's so well cut. It's so well paced. It's really funny.
Kelly
Like, how
Stowe
did you-
Bassett did the editing, and she absolutely nailed it.
It's
did
so
such a good
well
job.
cut.
Best editors ever,
So
right?
well.
Really
Like,
great.
yeah.
But
She's
this couldn't
incredible.
have been executed by someone who didn't come, who's someone who wasn't so, like, you were so aware of what made each character likable, what pulled on the heartstrings of like the fans per character, and then what made them funny. You were so able to coach specifically for each actor because you're an actor and you've been on the show this whole time. And then on top of that, you were so unbelievably prepared because because this was by far the most fun I think I've ever had on an episode, maybe besides the shrooms in Kids on Kitchen. But like definitely the hardest one
Oh my
ever.
God.
Let
Well,
alone,
I mean, that was a mind mush.
And for Elizabeth to like, helm that, like when it's that complicated to shoot and that to keep all of that in your brain, like
I
it's
forgot
really-
how many times we shot, and people don't realize, like, other shows block shoot a lot. Like we don't block shoot ever. Like, and that's a luxury I think we have on Shield. But like, that was a really quick pace to jump into on the first day, on the day Elizabeth.
Remember that first
Did you do
day?
another
First
block?
day.
Everything went wrong.
The first day was the day
Yeah,
we had
everything
all of
was
the
wrong.
takes of me jumping out of the tube
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and then the tube broke for like a while, and we were
Yeah.
like, "There's nothing we can do," so we had to wait, and we were so behind, and she just managed it so well, and
Didn't
like
you lose your
truly,
DP?
no one else would have been able to do it.
Yeah, we lost the DP at one point, the AD at one point. I mean, it was just Drew and I being like, come on.
Let's go, everyone.
It was wild. If
It
you
was
don't realize,
amazing.
like, we did those scenes, like, and you were so sweet because I was kind of panicking because I was like, I don't like this is.
Oh my
the-
God, that was a crazy day. And that
Just
machine,
wake
the
up, okay.
hyperbaric chamber was so loud. Remember, you had to be like, oh,
Oh.
I'm cute and groggy. And it was like screaming in your ear every time it
It was
opened.
like, it was like a pterodactyl every time it opened. It was so loud, and we had to be like trying to like work around, and you're like, action, and it was like screaming. It was just crazy.
Joel.
There he is.
Oh my God.
Hey, Joel.
Hello, folks.
How
Um,
are you?
Can
I'm
I
doing
just
all right.
say, I wish that like Vegas had a category that this would exist under so I could make money off of it. But I would bet $100 in the next hour that Enoch is trending.
Oh, please, let's get hashtag Enoch trending.
I'm
That
just,
would be awesome.
that's my prediction, but we'll see.
I'm gonna wager a small sum on
Joel, you crushed it, man. I just watched it. You were so good. And I'm not saying nothing about nothing.
Mhm,
Why
mhm.
don't you go watch the episode? What are you watching here for? Go watch the episode, you dingus.
that. I'd rather be with you guys. This is so great to see all these faces.
Not you, Joel. I was talking to the audience.
Universal you.
Oh,
Yeah, but the
So
audience
we
can
want
watch
you
it
here.
again along with us.
I just assume it's always about me, you know.
Joel,
Yeah.
Joel, yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, Drew, I was asking you before all these very beautiful people came on.
Yes, gorgeous
How
people.
did you get this episode to do, and where did you start? Because it is such a crazy, complicated episode that you nailed. But like, how did you do that?
And
I
did you
don't-
specifically want it, or did you not? Did you not?
Wait,
You know what?
I
I
mean?
specifically did not want it.
Okay.
The only reason I wanted it was because Elizabeth was going to be directing it. But when it became clear that it was going to be the time loop episode, I was like,
like, why did they give me this one?
that it's just because it came up for both of us. Why did we both get it? Because it's the time. It was just the one that came up in the rotation, and it had to happen now in the story, and we just got lucky.
We did.
really
I thought they
did.
gave it me because Chloe was at the center, and I thought they knew that that would be my dream come true.
Well, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't.
Well,
that doesn't
Elizabeth,
hurt.
no one else could have directed this besides Elizabeth Henstridge and a Virgo. It took a
Virgo
lot.
for sure. I was
Yeah.
looking at my notes from it, and I have like they're all color coordinated to within an inch
You're
of a Virgo's
amazing.
They
life.
had to be.
They had to be. My little
I
grids.
I would like to say I've made a couple of rules in my very long, I'm very old. I'm very old, is what I'm trying to say. A very long career. I've had a couple of rules that I've developed. One is no time travel, and the other is no time loops.
Brilliant.
Shattered them.
Yep. So thanks, Agents of Shield. But I think it worked out pretty well. I think
It's so
it came
good.
together pretty well.
I
Oh,
was forgetting about all the when we were shooting that main scene where everything is happening, that really the main intro scene that loops, and I was forgetting the light cue, the door cue, the light flare cue, then the sparks cue, and they were all manual, and they all had to be if someone was off their line, people don't realize if we missed a light cue, we had to go back, and we did and then we did. That took so much organization. It's unbelievable.
oh my gosh. Yeah, it was crazy. Thinking back now, it was so I don't quite know how that it felt like we all went into this magical
And
realm.
you were
came out.
inside of it. You were you're not not in it. You're in
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
great. It's
I just don't know how
major
we did
stuff.
it.
There's this really great group of people called a crew,
Yeah.
and the crew might have had something to do with it.
It had a lot to do with the
It
job.
had everything to do with it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Best crew in the world.
Best crew ever.
Henry's practical makeup.
Henry's
Remember
makeup. Henry's
Oh my
so
God.
good in this. Hey Chloe, we've just got to the bit where where Coulson just threw the button through
Love
the
that bit.
window. Oh my gosh, I died. I still die laughing at this. You
What-
being
what was that about?
Because he was like, ah, F it, nothing matters.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought, because I thought it was maybe about it was. I forgot if it was something in the script where the next loop, the window would be broken as a reminder or something. But
The
it's
whole
just
point is
was.
that it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
So funny.
You know,
in that.
one of my favorite scenes of Clark ever on the show is when he was going, you know what's funny about this? I did it 14 times.
Yeah.
It was
Clark was so funny in this episode.
It was-
hilarious.
He was
Yeah.
hysterical.
Real funny.
We're at the bit where you're both stepping forward, figuring out how to film it. And it's
I
like,
love
was,
how you
by the
got
way,
that.
lovely.
That was one of the mandates in the room when we were talking about how that sequence was one thing we're definitely going to have is this.
Yeah.
Stepping in. Yeah.
Okay. I
You know
remember
what
that
I
day
love
too.
is that circle shot on the staircase of the Zephyr that's later. You know, that's repeated.
Mm.
That one.
I don't know what you mean.
The one. It's when Enoch's coming down the stairs and it goes like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Wow,
Okay.
Clark, we were just talking about you.
Clark.
Oh.
Hey,
Hello.
Just saying how funny you are in this episode.
Oh my God.
and his ears were burning.
Yes.
I was really just directed that way. I just watched it, and I'm Joel, he killed it. I'm so
Joel.
sad.
Oh,
Just beautiful work. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Beautiful work.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful episode. Man, that's fun. Okay,
That was fun.
fun stuff. The punchlines.
We were saying how funny you are, Clark, and how nice it is to see that side of Coulson because we haven't seen it in a bit.
I'm only as funny as Drew writes me.
Oh, that's
But I was struck. There was some funny moments.
Very.
You're saying you just threw the button through the window, and that was such a funny scene. And you're
So
like,
great.
nothing fucking matters.
Oh yeah.
It took me off guard how
It's
I was
funny
like,
when you're
really
waking me up. Yeah.
What struck me is that you played it like they were ad libs, Clark, like they were so spontaneous in the moment.
Mhm.
And I assumed that some of it was, but apparently not.
None of it.
No. But the nice thing is that you take what's there and you as always, you elevate it. The bit where you're like, and you always say it just like that, like the inflection wasn't written into the script. That was exactly what,
It was. You totally wrote that.
It was really nice. It's always, this show has been great for just being able to say I can hand the script over and it's in good hands. And I feel safe giving it to this troupe. It's just always nice. And that's not always the case all the time. So
If you're gonna have that many books behind you, I'm gonna feel intimidated no matter what you say. If I actually thought you'd read any of them, I'd really be freaked out.
The joke is that if you look very carefully at them, they're all 8th grade paperbacks. They're all from my Scholastic book club.
Yeah, I see an awful lot of Nancy Drew back there.
You might see some Nancy Drew back there. Yes, that might be true.
Well, they look good.
What's happening now?
Okay, so here is the scene that I found almost impossible to get through. It's where Deek comes to see Simmons in the lab, and then there's the four of us in there, Coulson and Daisy.
Was that the first one that we filmed?
Yes.
Now, I have never been more nervous to shoot a scene on S.H.I.E.L.D. My first scene that Elizabeth was directing was the most nervous I ever was because I didn't.
It was actually so funny how nervous.
You were so awkward, Jeff.
You're like, should I get her team? And I was like,
because usually like we're all messing, we're all having fun and like, but it's like, I was like, oh shit, I don't want to waste time. I want to,
Actually take your job seriously.
Yeah.
Usually, we have fun.
You were very well behaved. So quiet.
the first. Sorry, I should have put it on, but I don't have another thing to watch it on. So what's that? So it's the first scene where Jeff.
So now, also Simmons is coughing. She's, in that state of.
The cough scene. You had to direct the rest of the day after doing like 3 hours of like full coughing.
I know. I lost my voice that day.
You're like, and then if everyone could just.
I know. What a shame.
But it sounded sexy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, who is that?
What's happening?
Enver, yeah.
Hey,
Everyone
what's up?
Such cool glasses.
Enver and his plants.
Oh, here they all
Welcome.
are. Enver, you're so brilliant in this
You
episode.
killed it, man.
We were talking about it at the beginning.
God.
You're so good in this
So good.
episode, dude.
You really are.
Lucy.
Hello.
Wait, where's your dog?
Who is that?
Lucy.
Oh my God.
Lucy.
My
Clover.
dog's with my ex for coronavirus at the moment. So it's
Oh,
You need a new lawyer.
there's so many sad things about that sentence. Clobell, do you remember the word that we said to prove that we'd done this loop before?
Bottom.
Close.
Phlebotomy.
Platinum. I was plural. I made it plural because I.
Yes. Where does that
How
come
did you
from?
forget that?
That's a joke from it's a joke from our old Buffy and Angel days. It was the word that just meant the sort of like magical stuff in an episode that we needed to to get for whatever the magical hoo-ha. It was always the phlebotomy. And so we were like, hey, it's been 19 years. Let's use this word and see how it works. So congratulations, you guys.
19 years.
Was it a writer's room word or did you use it in the show?
No, a writer's room word.
Yeah.
I want to
I
get
think probably
phlebotomy.
ended up in the show at some point. What's that?
This part was so funny, and I didn't realize how funny Elizabeth, your first delivery of it in comparison to mine was so funny. She's like, I'm gonna say a word that she has no idea, and she went phlebotomy. It was just so funny. It made me laugh out loud on that first version of it. And then I love that
Hey,
part
Chloe.
got in there.
Can you hold your hand out there again?
Oh, it's not an engagement. My hand's just too fat to
Oh, okay. Okay, just curious.
call me out on the Zoom.
Good eye.
Good eye, though.
Wow.
See it over here.
I didn't think it was. I had a feeling it was a.
You would give it to my YouTube Zoom as the announcement, though. I feel like that's something that you would give to me.
I have, like, fat
Big
fingers.
scoop on Elizabeth Henstridge's YouTube channel today.
Ugh.
You give that to me. I know it.
Jeff, what are you drinking?
Oh, just some black cherry grape Waterloo sparkling water.
Oh,
That sounds
Wow,
good.
did they pay you for that?
They sure didn't.
I like
Hey, they might do now. You're on Elizabeth Henstridge YouTube channel. Hello.
I'm talking to you, Waterloo.
You
In here. I'll tell you what, if you have a lemon flavor, I'm your guy.
That's it. Lots
I
of
really
lemon.
gotta parlay this into some kind of lemon endorsement.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I
Yeah,
do
I
think of you when I like interact with Lemon.
I'm so excited that you said interact.
Hey Clark, how was it to be OG Coulson running around with Daisy in this episode? It makes my heart swell that it's you two like just figuring it out.
Funny, I did think of that. I thought, wow, this is more kind of fun, mission focused Coulson and Daisy. It's everything else has been kind of darker, or I'm dying, or I'm an evil guy from another universe. This felt very early seasons.
It was so fun. Elizabeth and I still always geek out at Coulson in his suit.
Oh my gosh, not just geek out, we cry.
Because it was just, again, we do love the leather pants, and we loved Sarge. We loved that aesthetic.
Skinny jeans were a hit.
I mean, if I had had leather pants, I would still be Sarge. Because I would have just brought mine from home from my 80s box.
You are particularly great in this episode, Clark. You made me laugh out loud several times. It was very you two.
That's only because there wasn't a single line reading that I said that Elizabeth didn't fix for me.
Oh my gosh, as if no directing.
Not to be outdone, but you inspired us, and we got this puppy.
Amazing!
Nice.
Hey there. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Bailey Harmony.
Oh,
And
hey, Bailey.
He's 12 weeks old. He is the sweetest puppy, and we've been talking about it for a while. We finally did it. We took the plunge. This, of course, is my son Hugo, who really wanted you guys to meet Bailey. So
Hi, Hugo.
Hi, Hugo.
Hi, Hugo.
yeah, puppies and 8-year-olds. Anyway, thanks for that.
Drew, how did you choose who would be the two that would remember the loops were happening?
I'm trying to remember that we knew that we wanted a Coulson Daisy story, and it seemed like that was the and we went back and forth a couple of times about how it exactly would map out. I think Daisy was always going to be the person who we'd see from the beginning.
Yes.
And
Why? It was so hard.
It was so hard.
Because we wanted to torture you, basically. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was really. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're right. We knew it was going to be torture. I mean, the minutia of having to do every scene over and over and over and over again, and you're not in every scene, but you're in almost every scene.
I felt more bad for everyone else who had to do who kind of had to. I kind of got to come in each round and have, they had to be more reactive towards that. So that was probably difficult more for like Jeff. Like you had to run in all day saying,
remember that was the one I think this is the one where I turned around and almost broke
you broke your toe.
No, I broke my toe in the beginning. This was like my watch saved my life because running
right.
and it like shattered my watch, and if it hadn't been for that 80s watch, that Casio 80s watch, I would have seriously hurt myself.
What did you do? Just hit it on a wall?
No, it was on the chair. Remember, it was on the chair. Those darn cockpit chairs.
Yeah,
they don't rotate. They don't move. They're pieces of metal drilled into the floor. That is what you find out when you run into it at full speed.
When you swing your hand into it.
Yeah.
You did that so early on in that day where we had to shoot all of those scenes.
Yeah,
and
that was
like ice in between. I remember that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a good episode if Jeff doesn't injure himself. Yeah, it's a good omen.
It's so true. So true.
It's true. We just got to the scene, or we're past it now, but it's one of my favorites when Daisy and Coulson are questioning Simmons and Enoch and Deek, and we're on either side of that long light table.
By the way, that cut was so funny.
With
and
them
so
two looking at each other, Deek and Enoch.
When you did the very subtle double take at each other, and that cut was so funny. The very
that
very
whole
obvious
thing is,
episode.
it's shot so like the composition of the shot with the three of us and the two of you guys at the two
And
ends.
also Kyle Jewell and Alan Westbrook there with that cool kind of weird little tiny
Yes.
dolly thing that went over the table so that it could move in on everybody from below.
So fun.
A lot
As
of
always.
those. Oh, that was so good.
Those looks of between you, Jeff, and Joel at the end. I mean, I think we have what would you say, Drew? Like 5 to 10 minutes of that. Like we just let that.
That's
go
true. Yes, we
and
just let it
go.
run.
There's
That's
so many
fantastic.
like double takes, and then there's a couple triple takes.
All 10 minutes, I think.
Listen, I hand in my cut, and then
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot there was a couple where we looked and then looked away and looked back and then looked away and looked back. Yeah.
And I just sat there. I sat there watching the dailies. Just watch, rewind, watch.
Yeah.
Rewind, watch.
I'd love like an
Never
hour
got
of, like,
old.
whatever extra shit was shot from this that didn't make it in. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
we need
probably
that.
so much.
The extra DVDs. Do we still do DVDs?
I love the DVD segments. Of
Oh, hey, guess what's happening now?
Oh.
Souza just did a real heroic act, and
Oh.
Daisy's kind of looking at him differently.
Oh my God. When I watched this yesterday, I blushed for them. I was like, oh, this is so cute.
Obsessed. So
It was-
obsessed.
So
We all
adorable.
kind of fell in love with Enver in that moment.
I did too.
Yeah,
I
how
was
could you
like,
not?
I am so attracted to Souza.
I was like, honestly, and you know, because the filming was so crazy, I couldn't catch certain nuances, obviously, like because I was getting out and had to run, but like you did so well because you had to sit there and wake up also 800 times and then do everything. Like
It was easy. It was easy. I get to do the same thing. You had to track all the stuff. Like
Underrated, difficult thing to act is
Yeah.
waking up.
yes,
It's
so
a
hard.
very
It's
hard
true.
thing to do,
It's
and you did it very well.
And you did it so well. I mean, it was
No, I was so impressed how you and Clark like tracked because you're the only ones who have to track the arc of knowing, and we all get to just, it felt easier
And
for me
Ming,
just being able
and
to.
Ming, because Ming always demands to track the arc of each episode. She's always right over Mel's shoulder. She's our other scripty. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
It actually, that's one of the things that even after I read the script, I was like, oh man, I'm going to need flashcards. But then the way you guys cut it together, Kelly Stye was your editor, right?
Yeah.
Fabulous Kelly Stuyvesant. It really was clear. I watched with Stella, who usually has a lot of like, pause, wait. Who's a chronicom? We didn't pause once. She just got it.
Wow.
It had a great flow to it. It really did.
Yeah, I
It
mean
came
that all
together
came
so
from the page.
well.
You just the script was unbelievable. I've never read a script so quickly in my whole life. You just swing through it.
It's very kind of you to say, and I had a good time writing it, but the truth is that it could have been, in lesser hands, it would have been a disaster. And you took this thing and you made it sing. You made it clear and you made it fun and you made it whatever it's going to be at the end of the episode.
Oh,
sad. You did all those things and you did it really,
This
really
was
well.
this is a great episode. Really, really brilliant episode.
It's
As
amazing.
people will see.
Yes.
God, it's so hard to not give it away. What's happening now? What can we talk
Okay,
What can we
so,
talk about?
Enoch is strangling Daisy.
Oh, that was
Why are you doing that, Joel?
That was
Joel.
such a tender moment, I thought.
You're so good at looking like you're actually strangling her, and like both of you, like veins are popping out of your head.
Yeah, I noticed that too. The veins were both. I thought we might maybe need a little CGI there to kind of take them out, tone them down.
Oh, great veins.
Literally
Great
on
veins.
Shield, this is like my 900th times being choked. So you
Yeah.
just
I was really concerned because obviously I don't have control over my body as an actor, and I could have killed you. I didn't.
Glad you didn't say that beforehand.
fine. Cool.
I mean,
It looks
Chloe's
really
been beaten up a lot on this show.
What?
I said you've been beaten up a lot on this show.
Yes, but no more than a certain scene in this episode. which I hope to get to soon, I think.
Or like pretend beaten up?
No. Most like bloody, but you don't really see it in this episode. But like, never mind. It'll come.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know, but I don't want to say.
Yeah. You will have money.
Yeah. If it's what I'm thinking of, it was very fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't painful IRL though, right?
No.
Fun
I
know what you mean.
For everyone. Fun for everyone.
Fun for
Okay,
everyone.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you gave us lots of group scenes in this episode, Drew.
I did. Sorry.
Why would you do that to me?
I did, and I think I probably told you about this when we were filming, but I did one episode of Buffy that was 14 characters trapped in a house for the entire episode. And at one point, one of the actors on that show came up to me and she said, "You could have put us all in separate rooms," and just walked away.
I think what you did in this episode is harder, to be fair, because you had like, how many did we have stuck on a Zephyr for?
On that top scene of the Zephyr, that was probably the hardest scene. What was there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, I guess that's. But
Yeah.
time adds like 4 people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just thinking of it dramatically now, but there was a lot of elements, I think, with the sparks and those each scene in one set probably is a whole day, right? That was like 12, 13 hours of doing that same. This is the thing about block shooting. Like, Chloe, can you describe the head mush of block shooting? Or anyone, I guess, because you all did it.
I was trying to explain it to my boyfriend last night when we were watching. I was like, okay, so this scene and all of those scenes we did on the same day. So it would be action and it would be scene 1 where we walk in and it's like, what's going on? And then cut. And then we did good. And then be like, action, okay. Scene 7 of the same scene where you then have to adjust your performance slightly and go, okay, she knows this much. So this to her is like really odd that this is happening again. Is it a dream? Is it this? Okay, scene 9, where it's then the same scene, but she's now learned a little bit more information. So each like run, you have to like adjust your performance very slightly. And then weirdly, dialogue is much harder to remember when it's very similar, but the same, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Everyone gets more confused because your cues for the other actor, you just have to be like extremely on. But for you as a director, I mean, you had so much, I mean, because you were also like in the scenes and you were like trying to manage everything at the same time. And the practical effects that we had in that scene, Drew, crazy. With the like sparks, the lights, the light flares, the audio of Natalia coming in, and it was different audio, and like there's a couple times where we did it with the wrong audio or the sparks were at the wrong time, and you just have to start over and then rewiring everything, getting everything. Like the crew had to be more in sync than ever before, and I think they couldn't have done that without a good director.
This crew are amazing, and our AD Keith Potter, I mean, he just nailed it. Just there's so much. It's like an orchestra. There's just so much happening at once, and then to try and make your day and like not. I mean, it turned out amazing. I think if the script wasn't as good as it was, it would not have done that.
It was really fun. But you know what was really cute was seeing you and Clark. Like, Clark, you're such a good mentor. And you were so good with Elizabeth. Like, you were just so...
You all were, though. You were all so amazing. Like, I've shadowed for so long. I think everybody knew, like, this was something I wanted to do. But it's another thing to be supportive about someone wanting to do something when they get to do it. Because this is also, like, this is your guys' craft and career that I then get to help direct. It's like, that's a lot. There's one thing being kind, but when it's your face on the TV, like, that we're watching now, there's a lot of trust that goes into that.
Yeah, they're...
No. I'm just kidding.
Whoa, Jack Daddy.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
Stop
Jesus.
okay.
Stop it.
This another moment that I fell in love with Souza is on the screen right now, where you're trying to distract Enoch and being like, "Where do we have lunch?"
I love that bit.
There's a lot for morale.
No, he goes on some vessels. All of a sudden, I was like, "Gosh, I guess Souza was in ships. Was he in the? He was on ships."
So good.
He's making it up.
Also, Enver, you don't have a limp for the first time ever in this episode.
That's right.
How was that?
It's true.
It was really fun to do.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Weird.
The thing about playing that character, no, I mean it was a little weird to play the character without the limp. Bizarrely, after years of playing the same character, yeah, it was a bit of a change. I think I did have to kind of juggle in a different way. You know, it was a little bit like, you know, whatever that thing is, trying to get my brain around it.
You did a lovely thing though, as you're falling asleep, that you kind of like stretch your leg out a little bit, and you can kind of see when you wake up and you stand up. You have like it's just why you're so good and why you're also brilliant, is that the tiny little things that you all do. And I assume this was purposeful, but like when you get up as Souza, it's a bit like, oh, here I am.
No, you told me your butt fell asleep.
Exactly. Absolutely, that was totally planned. It was all, I mean, I'll show you my notebooks, like massive.
Character choice.
Oh yeah.
You are very detailed. I've seen your scripts, Enver, and they are extremely annotated and noted.
Yeah, and Ver, don't you have to take credit for that, because you were very, very detail oriented in like in how, because in putting a lot of nuance in each version of the loop and making you, and it blew me away when I saw it on camera. It was already like really special to watch on screen, and it was easy to, you know, well, I don't want to give anything away.
Oh, it's coming! We're almost there.
But it was, yeah, it was really amazing to watch, and I do think you did put a little.
You definitely did.
Yeah, I think you did.
You're not forgotten. It's there.
It's all instinct.
Well,
it's all no, it was, I mean, I think I feel like I have to, because otherwise I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah. You guys,
somebody just put on Twitter, you can't stop the knock. T-shirts.
These are so funny, Joel. Have you seen them yet?
Yeah, let's look. I'm gonna look.
Where like they each, like one by one, more and more people come to you and like basically try and stop you.
I did get to watch it, and
oh my gosh,
you know, I'm watching myself. I can't. It's so hard for me to like step back, but yeah, I mean, I was entertained while watching it. I could do that.
Your comic timing, like just what you can do with a little head movement is crazy.
Unreal.
It's definitely a good example of like how to play, like underplay it and not play it like you're trying to be funny, playing the seriousness of it, and thus it becomes incredibly funny.
You should see me when I go over the top big.
It's Elizabeth's YouTube.
Oh, is that?
Want to say hi, Jen?
No,
that's a no. It's about the outfit.
Oh, sure. Understandable.
Sorry, I should have said that. Can you get double divorced? I don't know if it's.
I'll send her the link. She can have her
It was
own.
going so well until I did.
So friendly and civilized.
I still live here. No, I'm just kidding. Too soon.
Locked outside.
Too soon for me. I don't even know you.
Oh my gosh, we're about to get Enoch. Just has this is such a great Enoch episode.
I had so much fun with this episode. I gotta tell you.
Did they warn you about this episode before, Joel, without giving too much away?
No, they didn't say anything to me about, you know, how I was going to you know,
have this episode. Yeah.
But they did tell me at one point, you know, in the season. But yeah, I mean, I was as surprised as everybody else when I read the script.
So
Am I giving away too much already?
No, I'm on Twitter. People are.
Yeah, someone said Jesus.
Yeah, what are we calling it?
Jesus. I like that.
I don't know.
Fair, do
Yours
we,
was really great.
Spoiler?
Yeah.
We're calling it a spoiler?
do we like?
Are there any
do-
West Coast people on your YouTube channel? I don't know.
Well, people watch it when they watch the episode, so I feel like we're fairly safe.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
About oh, it just happened.
What?
Well done. Well done.
It's still happening.
I thought you cut
Fair
that
high
out.
five, it's out. We kept it over the year.
Yes.
Now I can ask, am I wrong, or wasn't that like one of the first days of filming that
No,
we shot?
number one day. Yes.
It was, right?
Day, yes.
Day
And-
one,
and-
in the middle of all those loops, we had a little juicy little kiss.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it
So
works
cute.
awesome.
It had been building up for episodes.
Yes.
Not honestly, not really. Kind of like a
One
2-year dry spell, and then it was like one episode. It was like a slight build up, but I think fans would agree with me that it wasn't as much as a build up. It kind of, I think it's supposed to, and I think that's a really, it was a kind of like from the line of writing it to then directing it and acting it. I think it was like a very specific thing to kind of jump to, and I think you did a good job at.
Oh my God. I'm just looking on Twitter and I'm getting lectured because Souza knew how to tell a woman he liked her better in 10 seconds than apparently Phil Coulson did to Felinda
Oh,
in
God.
7 seasons.
Oh no!
How is this on me?
Got
That's
it.
how you do it, Phil.
Oh, that's.
Oh.
I mean, Souza just knows exactly what to say, though. He's so amazing.
Got that mad classical game.
So
Susan-
ironic that knowing how to tell a woman you like her was written by me, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know everything, Drew.
It was so sweet.
But what are we calling the ship name?
Yeah, what is it now?
And Vera, it's really up to us.
Jesus.
It is.
Susanson.
I think. Well, we were joking about Doozy.
Doozy.
Love Doozy.
Doozy.
Wasn't it Doozy? Doozy, or was it Souza?
Souza?
Was Susie? Was it Susie? Was one of them? Susie or Doozy?
Is there something
Jesus.
crazy?
Someone is saying.
Like Suazy?
Because
Swayze's a different thing, bro.
Yeah, Patrick Suazy. Can you go there?
Can I
That's-
cut in real quick?
Oh,
Will
sweet.
just had her crazy emotional scene.
Oh,
Oh man.
thank you, Zach.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Zach.
Thank you, Zach. Can we talk about that for
Okay,
a
let's talk
second?
about that for a minute.
Everyone, let's talk
Damn it.
about when Elizabeth had a full day of the craziest day with like stunts and all these people throwing, and she's like, "Okay, I'll just do my coverage now." And she sat down and it was like, "No," and it was amazing. And then she has these beautiful, like, gorgeous, like,
You're like
plump
hang right
tears
there.
coming down
Oh,
her face.
They're like
And
little,
she
they're
goes,
like little tiny fish bowls. They're
Yeah.
little tiny fish bowls that just have
She's
perfect
like,
amount of
"No,"
tears.
and giving like an
Yeah.
Oscar-worthy performance, and she goes,
Yeah.
"Cut," and we was like, unbelievable. I had chills, and we were all like, "Okay, bitch."
Okay, cereal bitch.
Correct.
Amazing. Oh no.
pretty huge.
Can't believe you're still serious.
Compartmentalize.
I'm glad. Thank
Compartmentalize
you,
from
Zach.
director to actor like that, and be able to
Yes.
step in and put that out there in that kind of emotion from one. I mean, I was blown away, truly.
The crew was like silent. Like everyone, I remember Jeff and I looked at each other. We were like, "Okay, so we're not gonna take." We were like, I was like sweating, like how unbelievable, because we just didn't see it coming, and you came in and you just like. You
How
did-
many times did you have to do it?
I think
Did
we
you do
only
it
did
more?
it a couple.
Did it like
times, right?
twice.
There's a
She
couple.
didn't need to do it more than twice.
Right.
She did it twice perfectly. She was like, "Cool, one for safety, got it. Moving on," and it was perfect.
She was like, "Next, all right," and just was like,
Oh, let's not waste time on mine. It'll only give me 2
It's okay.
takes.
She's like,
Equal tears here.
she's like, I think I saw you in the reflection, and you did so great. It was like, so
That's true. Oh,
like,
babe.
just
Oh,
take-
babe. You were on your knees and you were looking up at me. The way the camera caught your back. It was beautiful, babe. Loved
I
it.
mean, like, I'm obsessed with all of you, so that would make sense.
I was
Drew and I had such a good system, and I think if it wasn't you, Drew, I probably would have struggled, because we got real lovely and close during this episode, and I just trust you so much. So we just had eye contact through that, and so I just, like, if you nodded your head that we got it, the camera's in focus and it was fine, then I felt like it was good to move on. But honestly, it was so nice to have, I was so grateful for a crying scene because I felt like there was so much pressure in my head that for someone to be like, hey, you can cry now. I was like, oh, thank God.
Well, especially if you get a rule at home where I would say there's no crying and directing. Like, that's what it was. So it's the house rule.
It was clear there was clearly a relief happening.
Oh my gosh, it was a huge, I was like, I think we need to add tears to all of Simmons' scenes, please.
But it gives me chills, and watching it, it was just as good as it was in person. It was pretty
God, babe.
I will say there were two things that I was going to say. One is that I do remember very distinctly knowing that like our system was that I just had to have eye contact with you, and then having to jump over crew members to get an equipment to make sure that I was there because I was always like off getting a snack or something and being like, oh shit. But then also every single time you did it, like, it's always weird to say like, it's perfect because you feel like, am I missing something? Isn't it? But it was fine. It was perfect. And I was like, just move on. Like it was great. And it was and I'm not blowing smoke. Like, it's just, you just keyed into it so well that it worked really, really well.
I mean, you wrote it so brilliantly, but I do remember when, because I had Azalea to stand in while we were lighting that little bit, and then I remember being like, okay, right, I'll sit in and like, let's go. And I just saw you realizing that they'd moved the monitor for some reason, and it was like between a camera guy and a box thing. What do you call those things you sit on? Apple box. And you just really lifting your leg up high to get over it without, I could just see out the corner of my eye. I wanted to say something so bad. You were stealth.
I tried. I have some skills.
Chloe, we're just at the point now where it's all very serious, and you're saying we need to meet in the LMD lab, I think it's called.
No one knows, Elizabeth. Don't ask questions.
No one knows. I only knew what all our sets were called after doing my shot list. I was like, oh wow, there you go. This does have
What is that called?
The LMD lab.
There you go.
I still couldn't tell you what stage that is. Truly.
It doesn't matter anymore, does it? It's a hole in the ground.
Chloe,
can I tell you something? It's not.
It's not?
I just went by there like a month ago. I was in Culver, and I drove by. All of our stages are still standing.
They lied to us.
So we could do season 8 right now?
Every single one.
Those
I was walking around, and I was like walking down the alley, the whole thing.
What?
Like, oh.
How did you get
It's because they're shooting season 8.
I'm obsessed with Clark on Zoom because the location change.
I have to. I no longer live here. This is my couple from room to room.
I just want to say this is my favorite scene from Oz right here.
Hold on. You're gonna piss off my celly.
Oh, Enoch is just
Chloe.
heroic. FYI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chloe, it looks
Here we
like you
go.
have an insane view. I'm seeing it
He
through
does.
the reflection.
I do.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Show us.
Elizabeth, did you just say Enoch
Oh,
just did something heroic?
Wow.
I did. I get to, like, I'm watching it right now, you see.
Elizabeth, how many times have you seen it?
I was really nervous to see, because I handed in my director's cut, and that to me, I was like, okay, she's perfect. And then the EPs do their thing, and so I was really scared to watch it. I didn't really want to watch it because I felt like I handed in mine, and I don't want to
How
change.
different was it? Can you not say?
No, they did change some
It's
things.
not.
It's not that different.
It's
But
not.
I think I noticed it was only a minute and a half over, so that's good
Wow.
because then there's not
That's
much
great.
to take out. But
You handed your cut in a minute and a half over? Is that?
yeah, I think that's right, Drew? It was around
Yeah.
that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's Yeah, that's lower than it often
Did a
is.
minute and a half of Joel and looking
It
at
came out of those looks. It came out of the looks.
That down.
Yeah.
I still think they made a mistake, but that's I don't know if Jed and Marissa are listening, but release the Enoch deep cut.
Oh, we've got to the last really sad scene, which is probably about 9 pages long.
The monologue.
A monologue.
Everybody, can we just pause and have silence for the next several pages?
Yes, I will turn the sound up.
Kidding.
Joel, how did you feel when you read? I mean, we know that you've taken a very important part of yourself out, so I don't know that it's too much of a spoiler right now, but like, how did you feel reading that? And
I was really genuinely blown away. I was so honored to get that kind of a send off. I mean, that kind of to get to have those words and say Drew's poetry for 5 pages.
Yes.
Was pretty special, and it was it was everything for me. It was great. It was really fun. I was
I think it's important.
What's that?
It's important to point out that Joel started out as a shadow, saying Coulson's name, and because it's Joel, we kept writing to him and writing to him and writing to him, and we wanted to make sure that that you got the proper send off in this, because you and Enoch were very important to all of us.
Yeah, well done, Joel. You did such
Indeed.
an incredible job.
Really, yeah, seriously. That end was amazing.
Good input, Jeff.
I was gonna.
Thank you. You want to go get a beer later?
Well, because I already said it. I was like,
You didn't say it. You did.
But here's the amazing thing that I did think while I was watching it was, because this is, I think, it's such an excellent example of everything that the show can be when it's really firing on all cylinders. It makes perfect sense that it was directed by you, because it was a homegrown person who had this kind of point of view and perspective on each character and on the show as a whole, and the dynamics of I loved the scene when Ming and Natalia and Henry and they all come in and they're like, apparently it's gonna take a while, but we'll be able to hold you off long enough. Like, that was just, it's like when you're with the Avengers or something, like the filmmakers understand the relationships with the characters so well that's why it's great. It's always so specific and well realized. And this, I felt like, every moment was so well realized and always like heart-wrenching or really funny or extremely tense and pushing the narrative forward in like this really, really interesting way. So it was just like, I think it's one of the best examples of what the show has to offer. Led by the 4 of you guys, CHLOE, Clark, Enver, and Joel. The 4 of you guys are so fucking excellent in it. It's like, it's awesome.
You were amazing too. I mean, this
Twitter right now.
Oh,
Sobbing.
Lord.
Yay!
Stop, I'm sobbing. Not Enoch. I can't.
In this last scene, you break my heart. To be able to see those really, like, you guys have so much healing, I feel like, Daisy and Coulson in this episode, and to see this last scene, just the tiny things that you guys do. Oh, there we go.
I'm like,
it was just a masterclass in acting, because as a director, there's nothing you can do with that 5-page scene if the actors aren't freaking amazing. Like, you can't, there's no special effects, there's not even any sparks. Like, what could I have done? And it's such a brilliant scene, because you guys
are all sitting on the ground, like we are. Joel, you were stripped, like you were
everything.
Well, I have to say, having Clark and CHLOE in that scene with me was it was so comforting. It's like because you guys are so much. I mean, I have so much respect for what you've done on that show, and you're so much the heart of the show. And it was a big deal for me to have you guys there, and I felt like I could just kind of
I got to say thank you to Elizabeth, who insisted that we stay there for your coverage. So.
Much appreciated.
No.
Thanks.
It was a late night.
You really killed that
was.
scene.
Long
Amazing
day,
scene.
yeah.
It's so beautiful. Can we talk about it now? But has it shown?
Has it happened?
It's shown.
Okay.
I don't know. Can
It
you?
was really beautiful, man. I mean, really, really, what a performance. It was so heart-wrenching.
And so well written. Like, it was really well written. Like, it was very, I was really like, that scene was amazing.
It was one of the easiest things I've ever gotten to write. It just felt like it was right.
Wow, that's great to know. Yeah.
Are you a robot, Drew?
Okay. You don't have to tell everybody.
It actually would make perfect sense. Yeah.
I just put myself in the head of a robot.
I love the beat where Enoch is making his prophecy about the team.
Oh my God.
That's
I
kind
forgot
of
that.
heavy.
I forgot about that moment, and I think I was crying too much. Were you like, take a step back, like during like the? I feel like because when they say that, we're coming on the verge of shooting, and he's saying this is the last moment, and it was such a heavy moment, and then I was like, I was having as Chloe a realization that this is everything that we're doing is happening and it's ending soon, and this is 7 years of time, and that was really hard to hear.
It's a huge thing, yeah. And it feels like, I think now onwards to the end of the season, we're like gunning to that final.
How many episodes are left after this?
Well, this is 9. There's
Four
left.
4 more. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't believe they let us do another entire episode with the Deek Squad after this too.
Isn't that
Crazy.
A lot of, they didn't think that they were gonna let. I pitched it. I didn't think that they were, but that's what they said. They said a whole extra episode to the Deek Squad. So.
What better way to spend one of our precious 4 episodes?
That's what I'm
than on you,
saying.
Jeff?
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
that's exactly
don't
right.
you guys have like bunch of narratives to wrap up? They said, no, another one.
When you got something good, you just bring it back.
Listen.
Do everything you can.
Well, you killed it, Drew. Like this, I mean, you all did, but I think when, as an actor and then as a director, when you get a script that good, it's unbelievable. Like, you crafted it so beautifully, and I'm so glad that like it all got in there and we didn't have to cut very much of it at all, because it's just like it was all just so perfectly written. I feel so lucky that I got you as my first writing.
I feel lucky that I got you as my director for this. I was very, very excited about this episode, and once I accepted that I was going to have to do it, and once we knew what the end was going to be, I was very excited about getting to do it. I was very happy that it was you that was put into your hands.
I feel like I got the best episode with the best people.
It's a good
And
group.
just
And the worst,
obviously,
you're still made it the best. Truly, like it could have been a nightmare. Like that, the logistics of that episode was unreal, and you.
It was so hectic. It was so hectic when we were doing it. I remember you had so little. You had so little time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
What?
What were you saying, Clark? Oh.
I was saying we were exhausted. It was really hard, that episode.
So hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Elizabeth bore the brunt of it, but geez Louise, I remember it going, whoa.
It was a lot. Well, and you guys had so much dialogue, especially Chloe and Clark. It was like sprinting a marathon. I remember that first day of prep, I just cried all the way home and got back to Zach and was like, I don't know what I've done, but this is going to be an absolute disaster. Don't know how to do this. And then
you killed it. It's just like
never like a second of doubt in any, it was just such smooth sailing the entire time with you. It was amazing.
And I remember around set after you had turned in your cut, it was like a drug. People were like, "Did you? Hey, Elizabeth's cut's amazing."
The same thing happened in the writers. The same thing happened in the
Everyone
writers'
was
room.
like whispering it to each other. I was like, "I did hear." Like, did you hear? Did you hear? Elizabeth's cut's amazing.
Yeah, I gotta say that part is the first thing that blew me away was there isn't a wasted frame. And it really, the way you give the audience so much credit, and this is in the script too, but just theoretically, this is the most pipey episode ever, but it felt the least pipey because just everything moved the story along.
Well, you guys were all amazing.
And you treated the audience like that they were so intelligent. That's why
That's what we were hoping for.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Was there more scenes? It felt like when I read it, there was a lot more scenes than a normal episode. Was there more scenes or?
Oh, than a normal
were,
episode?
right?
It felt like there was a ton of setups. Like a ton of.
There was a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot. I don't know if there were more scenes. I guess I'd have to.
Was the scene number like on average? Like, did it line up with the rest of the other episodes?
Definitely shot a lot. I remember we had some 9-page days that just felt insane because usually we do about 6 pages. So maybe
made it seem like.
Yeah.
I remember I'm not sure, but I know that the stuff in Act 4, the sort of like quick cuts to the next loop, may have upped the scene number a little bit.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It was so fun, and then
was amazing.
Really fun.
You guys are the best. I love you all so much.
You're incredible.
Such an amazing job.
I feel like Clark has lights out soon and has to put the Rita
Yeah, let's pop it to bed now.
Bye.
Lock him up.
You guys.
Lights out.
He's gone.
Nice send off there, Clark.
Elizabeth, you could not have fucking killed it any harder. Sorry for cursing, but that's the way I feel.
Well, you all slayed it, and Chloe, you just carried this episode like a freaking
really.
Yeah. By the way, yes.
True.
Well done, Chloe.
You guys.
I'm just gonna go read Twitter for the next 4 hours.
Well, you're gonna get
joke, but same. Everyone is very upset about you dying, and also what you said in your monologue about.
Because that's a huge reveal. I mean, that's like that opens up a major can of worms for the whole show. So that's Drew's fault.
For what it's worth, Jed just texted me. There's way more scenes than usual.
Who's watching?
That's what Jed said. I think Jed's
Hi,
watching.
Marissa.
Everyone say hi, Jed and Marissa.
Way more scenes. Well, what do you know?
No, I meant that.
Go.
Oh, I just meant that to say it's like it was more difficult. You were almost it felt like you were shooting a movie level of scenes on a television time frame, which is so hard. Like that's like that, because there was so many great little pieces that made it so specific, and you were able to do all of it in that compressed time frame. It's so impressive, really.
Oh, thank you. Well, you guys were along for the ride. I mean, this was a different kind of episode that meant like we couldn't have one person that wasn't up for it. That was the thing. Like everybody had to just be like, right, this is going to be a mind fuck. A mind.
Dare you say?
And hard. Like we just didn't stop all day, and you all just killed it.
But Elizabeth, you were so impressive. So you were so composed. You did such an incredible job. Obviously, you know how I feel. I cried at your face every day. At the end of the day, it's just an immense amount of pride. I can't even. It was so much more difficult. It was on another already directing the show. I can't imagine, but this episode just was so much more difficult. And you stepped up to the plate in every way, and you were acting in it, and it's unbelievable. You did such a good job. Well, and Jack, you should be so proud. And we know you were probably there greeting her at the end of the day.
Every day, I was like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You stood on your own 2 feet and just attacked it. You did amazing.
Yeah,
really
good teamwork. I love you guys. I feel like this just could turn into a love fest, which I'm down for.
But let's go have cocktails.
Go look at Twitter.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Drew, your last season, your last episode. You killed it.
Yeah,
Thank
Drew, amazing script, man. Seriously.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I'm glad.
Great
All your
work.
faces.
Oh, well, yeah, well done, everyone. Love you.
Love you
guys.
all.
Love you guys.
Ciao.
See you soon. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. How do you hit leave? Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you.
And it's just us.
And it's just us. Hey, let's stay for another few hours. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I've been looking at all your comments flying by, and I just want to say I feel all your love, and I really appreciate you all. And I love that we do this each week. And thank you, Zach, because you were so crazy supportive in this episode. And
oh my gosh, you
were just
killed
amazing.
it.
I love you.
Had nothing to do with this. This is all you.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next week. Bye.